Good evening. My name is Rob Wolf. I'm the town manager here in Cheraw. And today I just wanted to spend a little time talking about our ongoing redistricting process here in the town. This was a meeting scheduled for November 14th at 5 p.m. I'm the only one here, but just in case somebody wanted to learn a little bit more about redistricting down the line, I just wanted to review what we did have here this evening. So the redistricting process involves drawing lines where town council members are elected from. So you as a resident of the town of Cheraw is represented by one of our 6 town council members. And it's going to be District 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. And those council districts, you vote for that council member in that district where you live. And as the town shrinks or as it grows, the population within those districts is going to change. And we want those districts to have as many equal number of people as possible. And we want to draw boundaries that are fair. So we want to have as close to the same number of people in each district as we can. It's not always going to be perfect. The boundaries have to be somewhere, but we try to get it as close as possible. The primary factor for redistricting here in the town is the census. And in 2020, the census was conducted, and it showed that the town of Cheraw's population had dropped from roughly 5,800 down to about 5,040. And we wanted to check and see, was it time for the districts to be redrawn? Our current districts date back to about 2006, so the town has changed quite a bit in those 18 years, so it was a good time to check it out. So again, that's why we're doing this, is to try to get those districts as evenly matched as possible in terms of population. Now, for most elections, redistricting happens, it's mandatory, it happens every 10 years. That happens at the national level with our House of Representatives member and their district, happens at the state level with our state senator and with our state representative, happens at the county level with our county council representatives, and that's all mandated by state law. There is no mandate that municipalities change their districts every 10 years. However, there is a mandate that we have to comply with the 14th Amendment of the Constitution along with the Voting Rights Act of from the 1960s. So not only are we trying to maintain the population on the principle that one person equals one vote, we also want to try to maintain communities of interest. And a community of interest is a fairly broad term where, where essentially you want to try to keep neighborhoods as intact as possible. So I know it may be a little hard to see. You can see these maps in a very large format on www.cheraw.com under our news section. But a community of interest might be a neighborhood. And you don't want to, say, split a neighborhood 3 ways into 3 different council districts because you're diminishing the voting power of that neighborhood, even though they may all have the same number of interests, or the same interests, excuse me. The other thing we're trying to maintain, again, is that population balance. So you can think of it this way. If you have 2 council districts, and one council district has 10 people, and one has 1,000 people, their votes are not the same. So you're breaking that one person, one vote rule. The council member who represents those 10 people is going to have much more political power, or excuse me, those 10 people are going to have much more political power in their council member than the 1,000 people being represented by the other council member. So again, you want to make sure that everyone's vote is as close as possible to being 1 for 1. Now I wanted to run some stats for you. So we've partnered with the State Revenue and Fiscal Affairs Office. They do all the mapping for us. They help us determine the population sizes based on the census, all those kind of things. So I wanted to run some stats by everybody just to show you the need for why we needed to redistrict. So this is the current district map. Again, this is probably hard for you to see. But again, you can see it on our website in a large format. Scroll around on it. The District 1 here in blue currently has 888 people in that district. That's Jim Crawford's district. Now our goal population, which is based on our 2020 census of 5,040 people in the town, so take 5,040 divided by 6, we want to have 840 people per district. So with Jim's district, District 1, being at 888 people, we are 48 more people in that district than what we want to see. District 2, which is represented by Jerry Tucker, has 910 people in it based on the 2020 census. So that's 70 over our goal population of 840. District 3, which is represented by Cheraw Melton, has a current population of 879, which is 39 people higher than what we want it to be. District number 4, which is represented by Harvey Johnson, has 775 people. So that's 65 less than what we want to see in that district. District number 5, which is represented by Amy Gavin, has 667 people, which is 173 people less than what we want to see in that district. And Richard White, who represents District 6, has 921 people, or 81 more people than what we want to see in that council district. So again, trying to get to that 840, we can think of it as Jim's district needs to shrink a little bit, Jerry's district needs to shrink a little bit, Cheryl's district needs to shrink a little bit, Harvey's district needs to grow a little bit, Amy's district needs to grow a little bit, and Richard's district needs to shrink a little bit. Again, all trying to get 840 people per district, while also trying to maintain those communities of interest that I mentioned earlier. So this is the current map here, what we have in place right now. And thanks to the efforts of the Revenue and Fiscal Affairs Office, and along with feedback from the Cheraw Town Council, we have come up with a proposed council district map here on my right. And again, it might be a little difficult to see, so I'm going to pull the camera just a little bit closer. Hopefully that makes things a little bit clearer here. Maybe not too much. So Revenue and Fiscal Affairs tries to keep the total population in each council district within 5% of that goal number of 840. So we can go plus 5% or minus 5%. And of course, that's going to be because it's near impossible to create 6 districts of exactly 840 people while also trying to maintain communities of interest. So based on changes in populations and the way population is dispersed throughout the town, this is the new proposed map that, again, Revenue and Fiscal Affairs helped create along with the town council. So you now have Jim Crawford's district here at number 1, which had to shrink a little bit, now has a proposed number of 827 people, which is 13 less than the goal number, but much closer than the 48 over that it was before. District 2, you have Jerry Tucker with this district now having 844 people in this proposed district. So we're very close to that 840 number. We're just 4 over. We have Cheraw Melton here in district number 3, who has 838 people, which is just 2 less than we want to see in that district. So that gets us really, really close in there. District 4, which is Harvey Johnson, would now have 842 people in it, so now we're just 2 people over. We're very close within that margin of error. District number 5, which is Amy Gavin, hers would now have 847 people, so 7 people over the total, and it also maintains communities of interest within it as well as it had to grow. And Richard White here in District 6 has 842 people, which is just 2 people more than what you want to see in those districts. So again, the goal of this map was to keep those communities of interest together while also trying to get us as close to 840 people per district as possible. The Revenue and Fiscal Affairs did a good job. Council reviewed these maps, provided feedback on it. So this is kind of the final map here that's being presented to Town Council. So what happens next? This was meant to be just an informal meeting between, just so people can learn a little bit more about the redistricting process. This is not the formal public hearing. There will be a formal public hearing, likely at the January Town Council meeting, and Town Council will have to adopt an ordinance to change the district boundaries so that they better comply with the one person, one vote rule that we try to achieve. So probably at the December meeting, Council will have first reading of their ordinance on adopting this map, and then we'll have the public hearing at the January meeting, and then the second reading of the ordinance, and it will become the official Town Council map. That's pretty much it. Very brief overview. If you take the time to watch this video, I greatly appreciate it. If you have any questions or if you have feedback on the maps, again, you can view the maps online in a very large size at www.cheraw.com. It's in the news section. But if you have any questions or any feedback, please feel free to give me a call at 843-537-7283, or you can email me at rwolf@cheraw.com, or you can stop by Town Hall and we can go over these maps in a little more depth if you'd like, or go through the process. There's also a guide to redistricting on the Revenue and Fiscal Affairs website. So if you just Google South Carolina Revenue and Fiscal Affairs Redistricting, it will take you to their website, and it has all the processes and tools and information relating to the legal standards that are trying to be met by our council districts. So anyway, I appreciate it. Y'all have a great evening.